Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Hands on SAP Dev with me, DJ Q Macro. Slightly chaotic, more chaotic than usual morning. It's like, what is going on? Get this, get that, got my coffee, forgot me thing. Good morning, yes. Oh my goodness me. I sat here this morning at my desk at, I took the picture. I've been working at the desk. I've been here like 2 hours, over 2 hours. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness me, it's almost 8 o'clock. What? Not made my coffee, not got the water, not got everything set up. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, good morning to everybody. Good afternoon, good evening if you're joining us from the other side of the world. I can see that Yogananda said he can't make it this week, which is very nice for him to say, them to say. So have a safe trip back to Munich. Good morning, Javier, and good morning to Barcelona, one of my favourite cities. And good morning, Leo van Hengel in the house in Frankfurt, AP. Good morning again, and Ulrich, good morning, and Hussein, good morning to you all. So we're going to do some. We're going to continue where we left off from last week. Visas, good morning. Good morning to Visas in Thailand. Excellent. I just saw your comment to the last week's video, Visas. Thank you very much indeed for that. I think that's I've literally just seen it about 10 minutes ago, so I've not had a chance to investigate that yet. It might be because of the the older version of Node, but we'll play around with that. I might play around with that next week or something. But thank you for trying it out. So where are we? What are we doing? What am I doing? What did we do last week? We had a look at the SAP API Business Hub, and specifically we had a look at the API Business Partner API, okay? And it was an OData v2 API, and we grabbed we downloaded the API specification. In fact, we'll have a look, just to remind ourselves, we'll have a look on the API Business Hub in a minute. And then we brought that into a very, very basic CAP application right at the very end. So we're going to continue from there, basically. So good morning, Nico. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Mark. You've got a meeting at 9:30. Hope you are quick. Mark, no pressure. I won't be able to fit it all into half an hour. Oh, no. Thank you for asking. So Mark is asking, by the way, no progress on the narrowboat. Waiting for new posts there. Yes. I was doing one a week. I've done 3 posts, haven't I? Just for those who are interested. Let me switch to the main scene. Let me just share this. If you go to here, let me just post that into there. If you go there, you can see in the blog, I've got different posts here, and I've got 3 posts on my move to a narrowboat. In fact, I've got a tag, narrowboat, so you can follow that tag there. There we go. That's better, isn't it? That's a little. Oops, what did I do there? That's a little bit better. So let's copy that and post that in there. Oh yeah, Yogesh. Hello, Yogesh. You like my mug? Thank you very much. That was actually. Let me just show that. OAuth at 8 a.m. There's a story behind that. Let me just switch back to the intro for a second, bigger screen. OAuth at 8 a.m. on the other side, hashtag hands on SAP Dev. Oh yes. So let me switch back to main again. So a long time ago, I don't know if there's anybody on here today that remembers this. It was on. Good morning, good evening, Phil. Good evening, Phil. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome. We were doing something about OAuth. We were using OAuth, maybe the client credentials. And Alex Ellis, is that his name? Yeah, Alex. Alex Ellis? Is that his name? Hold on. Twitter.com Alex Ellis? No, not Alex Ellis. I can't. Anyway. What? Somebody remind me of his name. Thank you, Nico. Yes, I do deliberately differentiate between blog and post because they're 2 completely different things. Alex Ellis. My brain's not working. Anyway, he said, what? OAuth at 8 a.m? Which seemed a bit extreme. But anyway, and he's got a great website, Why can't I think of his name? Somebody tell me his name. He does some awesome stuff with Ketchup, with K3S, and with Kubernetes, and with OpenFaz. Oh, OpenFaz. Alex Ellis. It is Alex Ellis. Maybe it's different about. Yeah, look there. See, Alex Ellis. It is Alex Ellis. Look, let's have a look on his blog. Let's look at the posts on his blog. Alex Ellis. Anyway. He's got a little shop and he made a mug for me, which is very nice. Anyway, good morning, Matthias. So, oh, thanks, Phil. Yeah, thanks, Phil. So, where am I? I'm in the main scene. Good. Yes. So let's start. This is what we looked at. We looked at the S4HANA Cloud APIs, and we looked at the OData v2. View SVL results. Let's have a look. Come on. Hello. Yes, that will do nicely now, please. Come on. Well, while we're waiting, what we did as well, in fact, I've got it over here, what we did. Thanks, Phil. Yes, it is, Alex. I thought, yeah. But sometimes the more you say a word or a name, the more it sounds odd. So I was sort of persuading myself that it wasn't Alex Ellis. Anyway, so I've got VS Code. Hey, Andrew, waving from down under, waving down under there as well. Yes, very good. So, I don't know what's going on there. Let's try some more. Hello. Is anybody else having the same thing? Is it my interwebs? Oh, there we go. Right. Okay. So, view all results. Oh, goodness me. There we go. Right. Okay. So, business partner, A2X. And we discussed the A2X. And we downloaded the API specification, didn't we? The EDMX. And we downloaded it. And we did a CDS import. Okay. We did a CDS import. And what happened was magically it was pulled into a new directory under the serve directory. You know, CAP application standard sort of 3 layers. You know, DB the persistence layer, serve representing the service layer, and then app if you've got any sort of front end stuff. Okay, in a completely initialized, fresh. CAP project. There's nothing in the app directory, there's nothing in the DB directory, and there was also nothing in the serve directory. But the act of CDS import brought the EDMX file, which looks like that, but also we had a look very briefly at the CDSL modeler. Okay, let me get rid of that for a second. At the CDS, why is my computer so slow? At the CDS, and we had a look at the entity relationships in this API. All sorts of different entity types, one of which was the business partner type. Okay. What happened with the CDS import was that the CAP server, the development kit, pulled that in, reformulated it into season, which is this sort of JSON format that's used sort of internally within CAP, and started serving for us, mocking this API. Okay, and we added some data as well. I picked some random names from the chat. Thank you, Phil. Yes, he is on Twitter. That as well. He's on Twitter, and that's where we got to. So, in fact, let me open up a terminal again, and CDS. What we did was CDS watch. There we go. So CDS watch. Oh no, hold on. I say yes. That's a CDS watch, and that's what we got. Now, I'm just thinking, is that too much behind my head? What I might do is view. How do I do it? I can't remember how to do it. What was that there? Toggle panel, toggle sidebar, toggle primary sidebar, toggle secondary sidebar, toggle panel. Oh, there we go. That's what we want. We want that down there, don't we? Can we have that down there? So a terminal. There we go. Okay, that's probably better, isn't it? My big fat head on the right hand side. So let me know if you can see that. No, let me know if that's better. I hope that's better. Because it's really important to have a look at what's going on. Now, in fact, if we go localhost 4004, what we got, let's just make that. What's going on here? What's going on with my... see, this is crazy. Relaunch Amethyst. Oh, I know why. I know why, because I'm in the wrong thing, aren't I? Yes, there we go. Ah, that's where it is. I think what we'll do, I don't think I need this, so let's do that. And where should we put it? Where should we put it? Decisions. Let's put it on display 2, and let's have that across there. There we go. There we go. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yeah, okay, fine. So what happened when we said CDS watch is all this stuff here. So it says loaded model from one file. So it's loading it from, it looks in the serve directory, in the DB directory, for example, in the app directory, and it finds files and starts to serve them. And it's found this API Business Partner season file, and it says, right, okay, I'm going to pull in data as well, CSV data that I've found, this thing here. I'm going to use that as source for the API Business Partner service that it's decided to mock, okay? Because what happened when we brought that in is we got in package.json a new stanza, a new section in the CDS requires area, okay? So in fact, let's just remind ourselves, what's that little one there? Restart, no, I'm not updating now. Let's remind ourselves of what happened. So why don't I say move serve external API.EDMX to here, okay? To here, and we'll then also get rid of the external directory, delete. And again, I'm using, you know what it is? You know what? I think what it is that with VS Code, which is very nice, I just feel a little bit like uncomfortable because I don't, there's too much stuff going on. There's no terminal. Well, there's a terminal there, but it's like I've got to go into a different place to edit things and a different place again to sort of navigate all these directories and stuff, which doesn't work with my brain. Anyway, so that's where we started. So that package.json. Now let's get rid of that as well. So CDS requires. Yeah, let's get rid of all of that. Actually, let's see what happens if we get rid of all that. I have no idea what's going to go on here. Let's get rid of that and that. Oops, that. There. Okay, so that's that. A little bit smaller so we can see what's going on. If I said CDS import API Business Partner EDMX, it creates this. Oh, I've deleted the data. No, never mind. It creates this external directory. It moves the EDMX file from where it was into there, and it creates a season file. But not only that, it also adds this CDS requires. So what this is saying is there's a service that this general, this general server will require on runtime. So if I now say CDS run, for example, that will run this thing here. But let's have a look. There are no endpoints. Okay, there's nothing that it can serve because CDS run will just say, well, this is required here. I'm not going to serve it for you, right? This is somewhere else. This is an external, API. But if we run CDS watch, in fact, let's have a look at a help. Let's move up there. If I run CDS watch, it says here, actually, CDS watch is just a convenient shortcut for CDS serve all the services you find, with mocks. And the with mocks basically says, if there's something there that's required but doesn't, you can't access, mock it. So that's the same as saying CDS serve all with mocks in memory, ? And now we get this extra line, CDS mocking API Business Partner, okay? And now if we refresh this, we get the whole of the API Business Partner API with all the different endpoints, all the different entities, or these are actually, entity sets effectively when we access them, for us, mocked for us. In fact, has anybody, let me know in the chat, has anybody used mocking? And And this is sort of in-process mocking. I think there's a really cool and underrated and maybe not that well-known facility. You can mock services in a separate process. Now, shall we try that? But let me know first of all who's done mocking with CAP, with CDS. That'd be quite good to know. And in the meantime, let me bring back that data file. Let's put a data file in here. External data. No, where is it? New file. Data. What's it? API Business Partner. A business. Remember the naming convention that we need. CSV. It's effectively the namespace plus the entity, right? The name of the entity, a business partner. So if we say here, and what we had, wasn't it, was, if we go back to the overview and have a look at the API reference, look at business partner, get a business partner, and we got an idea of the response. We got business partner, and we got business partner full name. I think that's what we're using. Let's have business partner name for a change. Business partner name, that'll do. Business partner name, full name is a bit too long to type. Business partner, where are we? Business partner, business partner name. Okay, and we had, for example, 1, DJ, 2, Leo, etc. Right, let's just try that. Now, let's just run that CDS watch. There we go. And now we get this. Notice I should have said that when I was doing it. When I added this file and we were mocking, nothing happened, because while I was doing this CDS serve all with mocks in memory, which is the equivalent of CDS watch. CDS watch does something else as well, which is to do this. Watch for changes to files of these types and reload if it sees an addition or a change. Okay, so that's what happened. By the way, am I still on? There's no chat going on. Let me know in the chat if you're watching, if you've used mocks, if you're having a coffee, if you're having an orange juice, if you're having a wine. Let me know. So we've now got some data. So if I refresh that, oh yes, use mocking but make them own services, not much with external services. Thank you, Leo, for answering. A business partner. There we go. We got the DJ and we got Leo. There we go. That's good. Leo there. Now, has anybody used external? Sorry, not external. Has anybody used what's the word? Mocking outside of the process. Oh, Nico, would be cool if the API Business Hub would have some CSV mock data available for download alongside the EDMX. That's a really cool idea. I like that. However, maybe I'm sort of, as you can tell, I'm always making things up anyway, but I mean, this is slightly random. But why don't we go down that direction anyway? Because the API Hub has a sandbox. I think, did we look at this? I can't remember. The API Hub has a sandbox which we can try out. Okay. If you hit try out, it logs you in, right? Okay. If we go down to business partner, for example, and we run, the OData query operation for the A business partner entity type, run that, we actually get some data. There's the data, look. Let's just scroll down a bit more. What is going on with my computer? There we go. Right, so we get some data. We get how many? 6,494. Okay, you're saying you didn't use it. Okay, so why don't we play around today with mocking, but also let's connect. It'd be really cool if you could connect our mocked OData. Sorry, we could replace the mocking of our OData service, the API Business Partner, and point it to the sandbox. Should we do that today? Should we do that today? And then we can start to integrate it with, you know, maybe some more entities. Let me know which direction should we go. While you answer that question, because I want you to answer that question, shall we go in the direction of connecting our service as it is right now to the sandbox in the API Business Hub, or shall we start to think about maybe building up a basic local service that we can then start to integrate with the API Business Partner API? Let me know. Yatin says, yes, please to which one? So there's a choice. Shall we go down the connector sandbox route, or shall we go down the, let's build a little bit of a, with CDS, a little bit of a basic service that we can then integrate with this external service? Let's connect to sandbox. Okay, yes, very good. Says Matthias as well. Okay, cool. Let's connect to sandbox. Now, what does that mean? We had a look at the sandbox last week, didn't we? We played around with curl, and we know we need an API key, which we can get from here, show API key, right? I think I've still got that, haven't I? Yeah. Let's start dev. There we go. Pass. Where is it? Oh, there we go. There. I've still got my API key. I think it's still valid. Okay, fine. So I've got my API key. And what we need is to specify in the requires section a way for the CAP server that's serving this to get, let's do that. First of all, local. Okay, local. So we get, maybe we'll do both. So Hussein is saying local, Nico is saying local. Maybe we'll do both. Okay. Maybe we need a little bit of a local service anyway to start this. So let's close that and start adding a service. We had that question last week, didn't we? I was thinking about this. So I've downloaded some data from the YouTube API about how many episodes there are in the SAP hands-on SAP Dev livestream series, and I still don't know because I downloaded some data and it includes other things that weren't live streams, so I still don't know, but I've got some data anyway. Let's create something on the persistence layer. Okay, let's give it a namespace, well, hands-on SAP Dev, and let's have one entity episodes, because let's have a look. I've got somewhere, go to Scratch, hands-on SAP Dev. There it is. So let's have a look at that in interactive JQ. We got items. How many length? We've got 5 items. 5 items. Oh, okay. That'll do. 5 items. So we got some data, items, there we go, snippets there. I was just playing around with this. That's the reason I was late as well. I was like, oh yeah, let's get some data for maybe an entity. There we go. Hey, Tanmoy, welcome. Not seen you for a while, welcome back. So episodes. Remember this conversation last week about whether things should be singular or plural. Episodes, let's have an ID as a key. We'll use the YouTube video ID, which is this thing here, right? This video ID. In fact, are we all figuring out how we got this? So if we look at items, we get length of 5. If we say all of the items, but then snippet, we got snippets, and in the snippet data, we get the title, and in fact, if we go up there, if we go up there, that's why I turned off this sort of, never mind, this, what's it called in macOS something, so the key, so my sort of control up arrow now does that, which I don't want, instead of going up. Anyway, I've got a snippet, and we get the title, for example, title. And we've also got the snippet.resource.id.video ID. So there we go. There's the video ID and there's the title. So we can get that. Okay. So we got in there all the stuff that we need. In fact, yeah. So let's have the title and the key ID. It's going to be a string, and let's have the title to be YouTube video ID. And then we'll just have the title, which is also going to be a string, title, episode, title. That'll do. Title, episode title. Okay, so we've got that. So why don't we create as well, in the serve directory, a service, a new file. Let's call it, I don't know, show.cds. And we'll say using hands-on SAP dev from, where is it? Up one and down DB schema. Yeah, there we go. Fine. And we just define a service, show service, shows, episodes, show, and entity episodes as projection on hands-on SAP dev.episodes. Look at that. I don't know about you, but the words are failing me. What's going on? I need some more coffee. The CDS plugin. What's the word? The CDS extension. The CAP extension for development. It's just amazing. Combined, of course, with the language server protocol, from Microsoft within the VS Code sort of engine. It's just beautiful. Anyway, that'll do. So, in fact, why did I stop that? Let's start it again. Let's see what we've got. Show. Oh, right. Okay. Let's also let's bring back that there. We don't need that anymore, do we? Let's go back there as well. Oh, that's a bit big. And let's refresh. So now, what we've got is, let's make it again, a mocked API business partner for now, which is this service endpoint API business partner. Remember the metadata. Let's look at the metadata in a separate thing. There's the metadata there with all the beautiful entity types and sets and things like that. But we've also got the metadata for this new service here. Okay, we've got the entity container, episodes is the entity type, and we've got the ID and the title. That's that. Fine. So actually, good morning, good Vijaya, is that the right pronunciation? So good morning and welcome. So we got that. So I think as well as a sort of like a really basic way to, it's not really a clean integration, but let's just keep it simple for now. Hello. Entity participants as projection on, but now we need to import using API Business Partner from, in the same directory, external, there we go, there. And now we can say, let's just make that full screen again. Now we can say on API Business Partner dot, and look at that again, look at how beautiful this is. It's so easy. A business partner, doof. So now, what's going to happen? If we refresh this thing, we now not only have the mocking of the API Business Partner endpoint, service endpoint here, but we're also having a projection in our own service, in our show service, to participants. So if we look at participants here, we get the same data. It's the same thing, There's the get show participants. There's Leo, there's me, etc. Right? That'll do. You're okay with having your name in lights, are you, Leo? I'm sure you are. So what we've got so far is this externally this external API that we've imported, and CDS, the CAP server, is mocking that for us automatically. Nico made a really good point about, it'd be really cool to have some data from the API, SAP API Business Hub, some CSV data to download, but maybe we don't need that because we can get our CAP server to connect remotely to that thing there. So what should we do now? Why don't let's have some data. Let's put some data in the episodes. Let's go back here. JQ. What do we need? Items. Let's see. Let's just play around. Items. Snippet. IJ. Let's just play around with it. IJQ. Hands on SAP Dev. There we go. Items snippet. That's what we want. There. Okay. Let's do that. JQ. Let's bring in hands on SAP Dev. JQ, and then I'll just copy that there. Put that in there, and let's see what we get. Oh yeah, we need the raw, right? Raw output minus R. There's tab separated, okay? So we got that, but actually we want comma separated, don't we? So let's have a comma separated. There we go. So if we could do that now, couldn't we? We could say, we could append that. Oh no, does it exist? I can't remember. Have we got some? No, we haven't. Oh, we haven't got any data. We haven't got a data file yet for our episode. So what we need to do, let's close that a minute. What we need to do is put some data in serve for our, in DB for our episodes entity in hands on SAP Dev namespace. Okay, so data, no, DB, oh, hold on, we need to make the DB data. I think, again, convention over configuration. You can call this directory data, or I think you can even call it CSV, this directory, and the CAP server will pick data up from there. You are honored, Leo. Yes, I think you are honored. No, I am honored to have your name in the thing. So let's put that in there. DB data. Yeah, I am honored. Brilliant. Data. What's the thing? Namespace. Hands on SAP Dev. What's it called? Episodes. If this works, it'd be amazing. I think we probably need. Let's put that in there anyway, right? There we go. Yeah, I was going to say we probably need the CSV header, don't we? So let's add that VIDB data, that one there. So this is going to be the ID, and that's going to be the title, right? Those are the. Why am I editing it? I feel more comfortable there. Anyway, you've got the ID and the title. There, that'll do, yeah. So if we save that, let's let DJ move away from the terminal, step away from the terminal. There we go. So now we've got not only init from serve external data API business blah 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 CSV, but we've also got init from DB data hands on SAP Dev episodes. So let's see, what's that giving us? Episodes. Got some data. We've got some data to play with, right? We've got some data, and maybe we can start to think about, maybe, next time or something, relating the participants to the episodes. Yeah. So, what should we do? I think, oh yeah, let's play around. Let's play around first of all, before we move on to sort of trying to connect this to the SAP API Business Hub, the sandbox. Let's have a go. Let's see what happens when we try to play around with the mocking in the external service. Because right now, if we make this request to here, for example, a business partner, that's going to be served from the same process. What you can do though is you can say, let's bring this up here a minute. You could say CDS mock, okay, not CDS run or CDS watch, but is that big enough, by the way? Is that big enough? You can say CDS mock, and you can tell it to mock a specific service or service endpoint, as in to mock one of these things here, one of these service endpoints. Now, the other really cool thing, did you notice here, connect using bindings from home, in my home directory, .cds-services.json. Has anybody played around or looked in what's in that? Has anybody wondered what the heck that is? Let's have a look. Command click. That's what's in it right now. Watch what happens when I say CDS mock API Business Partner. What happens is we get an entry that the CAP server puts in here. Don't forget, this is very, very local development lifecycle oriented, because of course, you know, this is in somebody's home directory, a person's home directory, right? Which doesn't make any sense in a real environment, right? In a productive environment. But this is all about super convenient, super rapid, super comfortable, super easy ways of, quick development turnarounds. So CDS, the CAP server, will do so many things for you. So what's happened is that we've now got this API Business Partner API mocked, but not in the same process, not in the normal CDS watch process, not on port 4004, but it's picked a random port for us, 52771. If I close that disappears. Run it again. Will it pick the right random port? 52792. Let's follow that link. Click. There we go. Let's do that. And there it is. There is the, in fact, let's go back one right there. Go to the sort of the basic thing, and we get the same thing, the service endpoint, but it's from a different process. So now we can start a new terminal here and go and say CDS watch. Okay, what's going to happen? Put that there. What's happened is, first of all, this CDS watch process has also added a stanza to, a property to this cds-services.json file right there. It's added that one. It's saying it's also now made that show service available, as in these things are being provided. Hey Martin, good morning. Good morning, good morning. And if I open up, let's open up another thing here. If that's behind my head, I know. Let me know if you can see it. No, that's not. It's too much behind my head. Let's do this. If I refresh that, what's going to happen? Nothing. It's the same, right? That's the only thing that's being served on this 52792. However, if we go back to here on 4004, right? Refresh that one, because that's listening on 4004. We get the show service, right? We get the show service because that's on 4004, and the API Business Hub. Let's bring that back again. Right? The API Business Partner is on 52792. Okay, so this one here, 4004, is not giving us the API Business Partner service anymore. It's giving us just the show service, and conversely, this one is only giving us the API Business Partner service. And as soon as we start to combine, make associations between the different entities and the properties between this, I'm going to call it a local service and the remote service, as it were, because we're just mocking the remote service at the moment, right? As soon as you start doing that, you'll see that what the mocking service in a separate process brings us is real. It has to be a real OData call, okay? If we go here, what's going to happen if I press episodes? We get that real OData call. Where is it? To that one, okay? One of the really cool things is that we have to start to play around with associations and play around with the sort of service implementation to see some more detail of what's going on. But maybe we'll do that in the next time, because this is not enough time to show that. However, so now we've got separately mocked API Business Server endpoint, right? But what we really want, what Nico was asking about, or not directly asking about, but what we really want, it is really cool, isn't it, visas? Yeah. And as soon as we start playing around with proper associations and linking these entities together, with the relationships, we'll see even more of that happening, right? And we'll also see, that we'll have to use, not directly, but indirectly, because the CAP server will do it for us, the SAP Cloud SDK with destinations, right? These are effectively destinations, and these are the sort of the standard details you would get in a destination. In fact, talking of destinations, let's now turn our attention to, got 20 minutes left, what's going on? How to connect to the sandbox. Now, let's go back here. Go to API, sap.com. Let's go back to the thing, SAP API, OData, VL results. Why does this take so long? Come on. API business, there we go. Let's just go straight there, overview. There we go. I do like that power from Chrome there. Configuration details. There we go. Now, configuration details. That is the sandbox. That's what we saw last week. So what we need, right, is this thing. What we can do, has anybody played with profiles, with CAP server profiles? I think we should introduce profiles. I mean, there's so much stuff to unpack here, right? So much stuff. But, yeah, there we go. So if we... Well, no, let's do it really basic first of all. Let's do it really basic. If we go into our package.json, we have this. And what we would do in a really brain simple way, this is not recommended to do it for real, but let's just do it as the simplest thing that could possibly work. Let's add. In fact, where's the thing gone? Yeah, there we go. Let's just sort of copy what we've got in here, because that's the sort of thing. No, where is it? That one there. Well, it's the same thing, right? That's the sort of thing that we need. Let's copy that into here, right? Let's get rid of that line there, and see what happens. CDS mock. Oh, did I? What's going on? Which one are we doing here? CDS mock. Let's do that again, right? Mock that one there. But what we need, right, is not that. In fact, that's not what we need is this. Let's get rid of that. Oh no, sorry. Where are we going? Is that? Okay. So, what have we done here? John Murray says, good morning, John Murray. Profiles are incredibly useful. Yes, they are incredibly useful. So if we could have, so what we're talking about here in terms of the package.json, right, is if we had, and again, this is very, very hard coded, right, for this particular service, for this particular thing that's required, you might have, well, you will have different places where this thing exists, depending on whether you're running locally on your laptop on the train, or whether you're doing it in sort of, a sandbox environment, or a test environment, or a QA environment, or production. So what you can do with profiles is you could say, well, sandbox, right? Sandbox, insert like a little key here. Push that across there. Oh, sandbox, need a colon there, right? Sandbox, and that is now, you've profiled this particular set of lines 22 all the way through to 20. Why is that? What's going on? Oh, there we go. There we go, that's better. These lines, 22 to 23, 24, and 25, those are now sort of in the sandbox profile context. Okay, so let me get rid of that again. There, right? But we'll do profiles later, right? So if we now run this again, CDS. In fact, let's not run CDS mock. Let's go back. Let's make things simple again, and go back to CDS watch. Okay, so we're not mocking anything in here right now. There's nothing, right? CDS provides. So CDS watch. What's going to happen? CDS, it's serving the show service, but it's not mocking the API Business Partner service. Why? Because we've sort of given it some credentials as to where to go. What's going to happen if we go there? Oh, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Go back here. Let's run that. There. We haven't got the mocked service endpoint, right? Because it's not being mocked. It's not there, right? If we hit episodes, we get the episodes because that's from this local show service. What's going to happen when we do that? What's going to happen? What has happened? Make that bigger. Now, what does that mean? What's that mean? Does anybody know what that means and what it implies and what we have to do? Right? Let's have a look at the error. Don't you? I love errors because it tells us so much. Okay. What we have to think about is what's happening here. Right? Show participants is annotated with CDS persistence skip and cannot be served generically. Okay. Now, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? We need to figure out where that's coming from. Why is it being served with CDS persistence skip? So Javier says, hi DJ, quick question. Do you have any video that explains how to consume how to consume in CAP an external service that are protected with OAuth 2 and not API key? No, I don't. That's a really good question. Oh, yeah. Maybe that could be a subject of a future episode. I've not done it either. I have to figure out how it works and do it. So, we don't want to rush this. So, why don't we first just figure out here and then maybe leave it as to why this is. Can anybody figure out where this @CDS persistence skip is coming from? If you remember, let's follow, in fact, let's go back here. Let's follow the metadata. We've got here participants, entity type, right? And in the entity container, we can see that participants is the entity set and it's of entity type show.participants. Show is the namespace. So basically this is it. Nice topic for your next. Oh, it is. Maybe not the next one, because I want to sort of, take our time in exploring this sort of area. Because the API key is one we could do really simply first, but there's so much more to explore here and then, But next week, no live stream because I'm doing a code jam in Utrecht, in the Netherlands. So there's no live stream on next Friday, but there will be one on the Friday after. Okay. Let's find out where this comes from. Let's go back here. If we have a look at, don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore. We're getting the participants as a projection on API Business Partner, a Business Partner. API Business Partner is what we've imported from here. Let's go across to there and find a business. Oh, there it is there. API Business Partner, a Business Partner. It's not native. So Nico is asking, is persistence skip something native to the sandbox environment? It's not native to the sandbox environment. You can have persistence skip on in productive environments. What it means is there's no persistence, there's no database level storage that is expected or defined for this entity. And The reason it's not specific or native to Sandbox is because that is a concept that is a lot more general than just, you know, a test environment or a sandbox environment. This is just as valid in a productive environment in exactly this circumstance where we're bringing in external APIs, where we're connecting remotely to them. So those APIs are somewhere. We've got our own service. We're not trying to replicate that API and serve that API locally. We want to connect to it. We still want to have the entities defined so that we can have those relationships between our local service entities, our local schema, effectively, and entities in the remote service. But there's no place for those remote entities in our local services persistence layer. So does that make sense? So the CDS persistence skip is exactly what that is all about, to say, for this particular entity type, in this namespace, we've got CDS persistence skip true. In fact, CDS external true as well. So that's where it's coming from. I think, you know what? I don't want to go any further with this right now. Is there anything we can do that's going to take just a few minutes? No. So is like CDS acts as reverse proxy and not an API in itself, is Javier is asking. Here, that's exactly right. So here, once we start, and again, I don't want to, I feel as I've been rushing this a little bit today, so I want to sort of slow down a little bit. Once we start to think about how we might define, in fact, let's just explore this by typing something in. I don't know, show.cds. Let's go back to the schema. And if we were to say, for example, and hopefully this will answer your answer your question. What should we do? Namespace handler. Oh, actually, using API business partner from serve. Oh, where is it? Where are we? Schema serve. Where are we? Schema up one from. Oh, there we go. There. Get rid of that. And then we wanted to say, for example, participant. That's it. Participant association to many API business partner dot. Where is it? BP, I don't know, business partner, there, right? If we had that, for example, is that CDS watch still going? And go back to here. That's a bit big, isn't it? Sorry. Look at the metadata. We've now got participants. Where's the show? There we go. Show. Navigation property participant type collection of show.participants. We've now built that relationship, and once we start to dig into making this thing work, okay, with a little bit of JavaScript in the service, where is it? If we were to create a show.js to create some behavior for this service, that's exactly what CDS is doing for us. So effectively, we are, with the help of the SAP Cloud SDK, what will be happening is that some some OData operations will be made on the remote service, beautifully handled by the Cloud SDK for us, used by CAP. The response being received is then served as if it were coming from this show service. So yes. Anyway, I think for once, we're going to end on time because there's so much to unpack here. Let me know if this is the right direction. It feels a little bit random, this episode, but I like the way it's going. Let me know if this is the right direction. Next week, no hands-on SAP Dev, but the week after we'll continue here and we'll start to define in a better way than this. In a better way, we'll start to define what we need. Oh, in fact, we've got 5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes. What we need to define for the credentials, including the API key that needs to go in the header of all the calls to the remote sandbox, where is a better place to define these? Because what we don't want to do is end up putting credentials like API keys in the package.json file, right? But by the way, if we were to say what is the total sum of the parameters or the configuration that we have, cds-env, we can say cds-env, all that stuff, but we can say cds-env get requires.api business partner, and we can see all the things that have been gathered together for that particular required thing, that particular required service, right? One of the things that the cdf-env mechanism will also allow us to do is define things in a file in the project directory, in this case, for example, called .env. If we have a look at, if we do that again, but we say ls instead, we can have a look at the sort of the so-called properties format of the same thing, right? Any spoiler alerts amongst the crowd? Always spoiler alerts, Phil. Always spoiler alerts. But yeah, let me know, everybody in the chat, if this is going in the right direction. If this exploration, slightly in the dark sort of thing, is the sort of thing that's helpful and useful for you. So if we say, right, cat into .env, let's cat into a file called .env and say requires.api business partner .credentials.headers.api key equals banana, right? Now we can have our super secret API key value banana in this case, right, in a separate .env file. And now if we say, in fact, clear, and now if we say cds-env that, we get that. Where is it? It's not there. No, I forgot something. I wanted to show this in terms of the profile as well. Let's just edit that file .env. Why am I doing it in VI? Sorry. Let's do it in here. Oh my God! See, I knew this was happen. We get distracted. Requires.api business. Credentials, business partner, sandbox dot credentials dot, there we go. If we do that here, env cds-env profile sandbox, where is it? Oh, I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. But anyway, let's not try and fix this now. Let's fix this next time, because I want to finish on time. Let me know in the chat if this was helpful. Was this too random? I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. We'll get the profile set up in the .env file. We'll mess about with the sandbox profile. We'll connect to the SAP API Business Hub sandbox and start pulling data from there instead of having to generate our own data. Okay, so until next time, 2 weeks' time, bye-bye.